Hi guys, I'm getting a lot of questions about this assignment, so I'm going to briefly or not so briefly go through it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is the first part, we're going to plot these points and then calculate the distance. So let me get me a bigger little dot here. So if you make your dots a little bigger, that will give you, make it easier to plot. So 3, -4, and 3, 5. So my x is 3. I go that to the right because it's positive, and -4. So I go down to -4. And my second point, I think, was 3. X is 3 and y is 5. So I go over to x is 3 and then up to 5. Okay, and that's my second point. And then it asked me, do I have the same x or the same y coordinate? So this is x and y. That's too thick. So this is x and y and x and y. So my x's are both 3's. My y coordinates are different. So I have the same x. And I can just put x coord or just x, okay? And then it says calculate the distance. Well, how do I do that? I just count. So from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So my distance is 9. Okay, let me change colors and I'm going to plot the next point. -2, 6, and 7, 6. So x is a -2. So I start at my origin. I go to -2 and up to 6. And then 7, 6. I go over to 7. I think it was 7, 6. Yeah. So x is 7 and y is 6. Then they say calculate the distance, Miss Sledge. No, it doesn't. That's not what it says next. It says, what's the same, the x coordinates or the y coordinates? So this is my x and y. X is always first. Remember, it goes in alphabetical order. So it looks like I have a y is 6 and a y. So my y's are different, or the same. So I'm going to put y. Now it asks me for the distance. And there's a reason they're asking you what's the same. That leads to the next sheet there. So one, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that distance is also 9. Let me do one more. Let me do this one because I need to do that one. Green. All right. So 3, 8, and 9, 8. 3, 8, and 9, 8. So what's the same? Yeah, the y coordinates are the same again in this one. And then it says calculate the distance. So I'm going to count again. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have a distance of 6 units or 6 squares or 6 grids, but you can just write 6. I understand that. So as you'll notice, the coordinates that are the same really have nothing to do with the distance. So by the time you do this, they want you to figure out this rule. When the x coordinates or the y coordinates are the same, um, find the distance between the two numbers that are different to find the distance. So how do we do that? If you look, we got that 5 and that 4, and we end up with a positive 9. So we know that it's a distance, so absolute value has something to do with it. And it looks like if I add 5 and 4, I get 9. But I ended up with a positive 9. So let me see. I think if I subtract these two, I would get and take the absolute value, I can get a 9. So let me subtract the two ones that are different. The -4 minus 5. Now, if you watched, please watch the previous video first. I put it up first for a reason to remind you about positive and negative numbers. And the rule here is if your go ahead and pull this up too. If your distances are if your signs are the same, you're going to add the numbers and keep the sign. Let me pull my number line up just to make sure you understand that. So I'm going to add 4 and 5 and get 9. And since both of them are negative, that's going to be that. But I need a distance. So I'm going to take the absolute value of a negative 9, which is 9. Now let me prove to you that negative 4 minus 5 is a negative 9. So negative 4 minus 5. So I start at a negative 4, and then I count in this direction, in the negative direction, since I'm subtracting 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I end up at a negative 9. So if you're confused again by the rules, make sure that you pull up a number line. I don't need that one. Okay, let's see here. Let's do this one. We got 3 minus 9. 3 and 9, those are different. See, these two are the same. So we're going to use the different ones. So I'm going to do the absolute value. We know we're going to need the absolute value. Uh, the signs are different, so we're going to subtract 9 and 3 and get 6 and keep the sign of the 9 because it's the larger number. And then the absolute value of 6 is a positive 6. So let's see if you believe me. 3 minus 6, where's my number line? Do a different color and erase. So 3, and then I'm going to subtract 9. That means I'm going to go 9 in that direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I end up at a negative 6. Y'all believe me yet? So when we get to this part, it's asking us to use what we learned from the first part. Now I want you to finish working these so you can get it down in your soul that, that's what we're doing. Okay. So go ahead and plot them and count the distance. And then as we get into the next indicator, we're going to have to know how to find the distance without actually having to plot them. Okay, so for this one, my 9s are the same. So I care, but I don't really care. So I'm going to subtract these numbers and take the absolute value. So I have 6 minus a negative 4. Oh my goodness, minus a negative. What is that? Minus a negative is plus. So you are negating the negative. Get it? So 6 plus 4 is 10. And the absolute value of 10, of course, is 10. Okay? Let's do this one. The 10s are the same. So we're going to subtract the 2 and the 7. So the distance between these points is 2. Absolute value of 2 minus 7. And the signs are different, so we subtract and keep the sign of the larger number, or we go to our number line. There's nothing wrong with still using a number line. We are in the 6th grade, and that's perfectly fine. So I forgot what the problem was, though. 2 minus 7. 2. And then we're going to go 7 in the negative direction because we're doing 2 minus 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I end up at a negative 5. I knew y'all going to eventually believe me. So now I have to take the absolute value because distances are not negative. Absolute value of a negative 5, remember, it's a distance. So it's positive 5. Okay. Let's do this one. Number 5. I'm not going to do all of them. Y'all thought I was going to do all of them, right? Oh, this is another one with a minus, a negative, so you'll have to change that to a positive. Remember that? So just put a little star there. Remember that one. I'm just trying to look through them and make sure. Okay. Yeah, this is another minus, a negative, so it's going to end up being a plus. And if you are totally, totally confused about doing it this way, plot them up here and do them again. Okay? Oh, I said I was doing this one. So these are the same. The negative 4s are the same. So we'll concentrate on the 12 minus 3. So absolute value of 12 minus 3. 12 minus 3 is 9. So we're going to take the absolute value of 9. So that distance is 9. You'll begin to notice a pattern even with these. So do the best that you can. We're going to go over this again when y'all get back to school, but I want you to try it and think and see if you can figure this out, okay? And y'all know with these things, I just want to see where you are. I'm not here to ding you and say, oh, you got it wrong. So try your best, okay? I'm getting ready to go back on WebEx in just a little bit, so I'll be able to help you.